my carp. That is weird. Out of context. Hello? Miss? Oh, you are floating. Welcome. One name is Fujin, the local adeptus, and this is the tiny little teapot realm one calls home for now. Huh? We were still in the mountains just now. How did we suddenly end up? One invited you come as guests, yet failed to sufficiently explain beforehand. Such behavior was careless, and one begs for your forgiveness. Paimon's not sure if this counts as an invitation, that's all. So, do you just swoosh all visitors to Chenyu Vale in here like this? Of course not. Many come and go from Chenyu Vale, but it was only in light of your incredible compatibility with the local spirit banes that I chose to invite the two of you, Traveler and Paimon. So you know of us, so we're famous, is what you're saying. Your names were carried here by the fish that swim. I have long anticipated your visit. It is a pity that now is not quite convenient, else I would have invited you to a tea-tasting banquet. Speaking of which, I'm quite sorry, but I have a request to make of you. We're just passing through. I just want to find my sister. Hey, don't be nervous in front of a pretty lady. Isn't getting dragged into adventures while passing by kind of our thing? Shouldn't we at least listen to what she has to say? Oh, I love... She got like little fish designs on the bottom. I love that. Thank you. I presume the two of you have heard of the tea village of Chenyu Vale, Chaoying Village. This land has been famous for its cool, fragrant waters since ancient times. The people are of gentle character and pristine pebbles and streams are exquisite. I hear a butt incoming. Precisely. The waters and soil of Chenyu Vale have begun to change recently, and it has the scent of its tea. Chaoying Village will inevitably decline, should this persist. One hopes that you two can resolve this disharmony of the soil and water on one's behalf. The water veins are spread across the mountains, but my power is no longer sufficient, nor is the present a good time for me to move about. Thus, I must rely on your kindness and aid. We aren't exactly experts when it comes to dealing with soil and water. Is there a problem that Traveler can just solve by resorting to a gratuitous violence? You know what? That's probably the best way to solve everything, or at least the way that I can solve everything. You want someone that can deal with soil and water? We can go get Tignati. Like, he's probably good at that. Who else is good? Nouvelette. He's probably good with the water. We could get literally anyone else. Why me? It's just as I heard. You're quite direct, but fret not. You're clever by nature. I trust that you shall get to the heart of any problems you might encounter. Yeah, you're not quite getting it, buddy. What if it's not my problem and I just want to find my sibling? Though one travels the world if it's understood, then it would still be boring. Though I'd like to say that this matter and I, well, let us just say that I shouldn't mislead you with superficial statements. My apologies. Well then, allow me to share some of the adeptal energy dwelling in the mortal world with you, Traveler, to aid you in traversing this landscape in piercing fog. Oh, right. It's nice to meet you. I mean, welcome to this place. That is to say, welcome to Chenyu Vale. Thanks, though we really were just passing through. I'm really sorry, but I was quite looking forward to meeting you face to face. I was rather hoping you two would be magnanimous enough to forgive the impropriety. Yes, now that you have been indwelt with my adeptal energy, Traveler, things will become much more convenient. Whoa, when have we been imbued with adeptal energy? First of all, at least take me out to dinner first, ma'am. Now please, try the wonders of said energy for yourself. Golden Carp's Leap. Oh, we're leaping. You may glimpse wondrous pearls of water scattered through the wilds of Chenyu Vale that have absorbed errant adeptal energy that now float. Conveniently. Use the Adeptal energy granted by Fujin to briefly transform into a golden carp fish and enter them. Hey, yo. Once you're inside the pearls of water, you can go anywhere you please, and you can hold the jump button to leave vertically. This way, you can cross over the mountains and forests with ease, just like the golden carpfish in Legends of Yore. Oh, is this... Okay, is this the koi fish that, like, struggled to get up the waterfall and is the basis for the lore of Magikarp and Gyarados from Pokemon? I like that. I like this one. I don't remember if it was a Japanese or Chinese mythology. There's probably versions in both, but that's really interesting that this is the lore that they're using for this time.
Surely I should be due a growth spurt by...
By the way, Paimon's not sure if this is an appropriate thing to say, but your aura seems a bit different from that of the other Adepti we met somehow. You're actually human, and not an animal, surprisingly. My friends have said similar things before, but surely it's only natural that each individual I mean, Adeptus has an aura of their own? So, are you a half Adepti, possibly? Are you like Yanfei in this case? Like, you're not fully an Adepti and you're part human? Because that's what I kind of see, possibly, especially if you did the little cough. Your friends? They must also be the formidable Adepti, like, Moon Carver, or Mountain Shaper, or Clavertainer, who, is not mentioned in here. Oh, they got beef. So what you're saying is they got beef. Okay. I know beef when I see it. You got issues with them. Interesting. All right. Yes, that's exactly how it is. That's just... Those two friends are probably busy taking care of their own affairs right now. That's why one must leave this business of nursing the water and soil for the two of you instead. Or you're estranged from them, and you can no longer rely on their help, is what I'm hearing. Still not sure what exactly it is we're meant to do, but we'll go take a look anyway. I wonder if she might be tied to the Oceanids of Fontaine. It'd be interesting if they were, considering that this is the connection between Leah and Fontaine, so... Now, how do I dash into some water? Where the water I can dash in? What I'm looking... Oh! To touch the face of... Oh! Ah, I forgot something important. If you see a golden... Can you hear me? Ah, youngsters, over here. Who is speaking? I don't know. I just gave you this. Okay, so it is an old man. Okay, I have to do an old man voice. Is something the matter? Oh, are you... Young master, are you the son of the Feiyun Commerce Guild's manager? Shangsho? I am but a humble servant. The one beside me is in fact the real son of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Yeah, right. Don't listen to his jokes, old man. Oh my. So you aren't the Commerce Guild's son's young master? My apologies. I was considering only your wondrously fashionable attire and your flying companion. Your conduct, too, was so unlike ours that I assumed that you must have come from Leah Harbor to discuss matters with us. Lou? Lou, I am surnamed, and all of the village call me Grandpa Lou. Apologies. I must. Recent years, I have not been kind, and I have not even the tea to treat you two as guests. The Adepti will certainly not be satisfied with the tea ceremony this year. Grandpa Liu? The stuff right behind you, aren't those tea leaves? I mean, they're drying, right? A thing? The quality is far too lacking. How could I possibly serve such things to my guest? Speaking honestly, we are waiting for someone from Feiyun Commerce Guild, for we must discuss with them the tea leaf problem. They are our biggest customers, after all. Who's buying your tea? That's another question. The crux of the matter is that this batch of tea is simply unsatisfactory. whether it be terms of taste or quantity. This is an open secret amongst tea merchants. Oh no, the village chief has also decided that no tea may be sold until the quality problem is solved. So how do you fix the quality problem other than growing it elsewhere? Like, what else can you do to fix the quality of the plants? I've heard that the young master of the Commerce Guild is exceptionally smart and skilled. He has caught wind that this year's tea harvest was lacking in both quantity and quality. I thought he would even come in person, or if not, send someone here. So, here I wait. Anyway, the problem with the tea leaves, I believe it lies in the soil. How are we gonna fix the soil? Like, do you need me to ship soil from other places? Like, what do we need to do? A problem with the soil? Indeed. I have lived here my whole life and worked with tea since I was but a wee lad, and I can notice problems that many others may miss. As I see it, and may Adepti Fujin bless us, it must be an imbalance in our soil and water. Oh, so they worship Fujin here. Okay. Adeptus Fujin? Oh, so you've heard the tale. That's quite rare. Even among locals, few remember. Many years ago, Chaoying village was nothing but a barren hill. Terrifying demons dwelt there, and it was all thanks to Adeptus Fujin that the demons were defeated. The tea trees were planted, allowing our ancestors to come live here. We need Sumeru soil and Fontaine primordial seawater. Oh, that tea's gonna be cracked if that's the case. But if it really is a problem with the water and soil, then I don't know what we can do about that. Well, actually, that's why we've been come here to investigate. That's not why we're here. I don't know what we can do about it either. Yeah, we wouldn't know the first thing about water and... No, wait, isn't that exactly what we're here to investigate? What if I'm not? Oh, so does that mean you believe me, young master? Whether or not I believe you is irrelevant, actually. The one who commissioned me believes you. Is that so? Well, that makes things easy. Come, I'll bring the tea leaf samples and let's go have a talk with Olo. Something wrong, Grandpa Liu? Young master and young lady, if it isn't too much trouble, could you pretend that you're from the Feiyun Commerce Guild when we're meeting with old Lo? Village Chief Lo is a good person, but how do I put this? He puts more trust in machines, cultivation techniques, fertilizers, and things like that. But if I mentioned the imbalance in the soil and water before, we parted on bad terms. But he was the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild, then maybe he would actually pay attention. Because the old man, apparently don't. Why doesn't he believe Lu, though? That's kind of crazy. I'll give it a try? Paimon doesn't think it's a good plan. Yeah, don't worry. Even if he sees through it, it's nobody's idea but mine. None of the blame shall fall onto you. Let's go. This sounds sus. That sounds real sus, and I'm scared now. Go to the tea making workshop, okay? Uncle Lo, this batch still isn't any good. They're not fragrant enough when you dry them, and they get so dry and brittle that you can't even put them in the roller. Even the ones that survive the secondary processes come out the other end in a complete disaster. Are you sure it isn't a problem with the machine? Are you sure you haven't forgotten how to operate it? What a thing to say. How could we dare to be careless with you looking over our shoulders? How could you indeed? Yeah, it's Grandpa Lu. Jin, get back to work. And this respectable-looking young man is... Aha! I am the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. I am but one who comes to the aid of the oppressed in their moment of need, the disciple of the Guhua clan. What the heck? And you even proclaim yourself as a member of the Guhua clan? This is the young master of the famed Commerce Guild. He really likes reading wandering hero novels for fun, and the landscape of Chenyu Vale is filled with mysterious mystique. It must have gone to his head. This is my servant. It will suffice to call her Mini Pie. Like a mini pie mod or like a mini floating pie? Yeah, that's it. Call me Mini Pie. Oh, in that case, welcome, welcome. A guest like you is a rare treat indeed. We have been quite reliant on the assistance of the Commerce Guild for many a year. But what's happened this year? I suspect you've already heard about it. What's wrong? You're looking pretty miserable. Did Jin mess up at work again? You old mocking me again. My apologies, dear guests. Normally, I would invite guests from afar to sample our new teas, but this year's batch, well, you know. No tea? Are you seriously gonna let me, the young master? No need to stand up for ceremony, Chief Lo. We're here to help. Yeah, the young master is very concerned about the tea leaves, so there's no need to be tied up with formalities, Chief Lo. Very well then. To tell the truth, this batch of tea leaves is no good either. They can't be tried, and I can't tell if they were bad when they were picked or if it's a problem with the machine in our workshop. Ah, how's that difficult? Why not just go use some of the older leaves you have in stock and see if the product you get from drying is any different? If the product is normal, then you know it's not a problem with the machine. Seriously? I've told you before. Forget it. As we have important guests present, then we'll give your method a try, Jin. Do we have any fresh tea leaves remaining from older batches? There's some in the warehouse. What's up? What's up? What's up? A good one. We've been talking here for a good long while now, and you weren't listening to a single word, were you? Go fetch some of the older batches and process it along with some of the newer stuff that Grandpa Lou brought using the machine. Don't you dare skip a single step. I'll be watching you. I don't like his vibe. I don't like it. Something about... Maybe the tea was the friends we make along the way. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe you're just being a dick. And maybe that's why the tea comes out bad. Because the vibes are all off. I see the ceiling in the background, though. After a bit, Jin brings back 2 batches of freshly dried tea. How about this? I see our 2 guests are quite young. They might prefer snacks to tea tasting. Why not turn these 2 batches into tea cakes? The quality of each will be evident in a single taste. What do you think, Olo? Agreed. We'll do just that. Jin, listen up. Take these 2 batches of tea leaves and make them into 2 different tea cakes. 1 cake from each batch. Don't you dare even get a single leaf mixed up. Yes, sir, Uncle O. You want me to mix them all into 1 cake? Oh my god, Jin. Jin's stupid. Oh my god, Jin, please. Please, he literally just gave you the instructions. How did you mess that up? My guy, my bro, my dude? How? Oh, I can't even. Bro already messed that up. That's crazy. Couldn't be me. Hi, sorry for the long wait. We've got both tea cakes here. Let's try them one at a time, shall we? Well, how's the taste? The first one tasted a bit strange, but the second one was delicious. You're seriously going to let me, the young master, eat? I agree. Tea cakes make from the tea we had in stock taste fine. All right, you win. According to you, the tea processing machinery is fine. In other words, the problem is with the tea itself. This new batch of tea is just not as good as it was before. So the water and soil? Perhaps it's the cauldron that's the problem. It's old and in disrepair, which must have offended the Adeptus, causing the tea to deteriorate. Oh no, it's the soil and the water. It's the elements that nourish the soil. Enough. Get that technician in charge of the tea cauldron in here first. It's that Fontanian, the one from Fontaine Research Institute. What was it again? Names is such a pain to pronounce. Jin, go get her. Jin? Jin! Where did that lazy loafer abscond to this time? That brainless nitwit. I was going to have him go to Yowling Wharf and search our technician. Would you specifically need someone from Fontaine to fix it? Ooh. I'm an honorary senior researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. It's true. Well, whether in Lie or Fontaine, most things powered by elemental energy work on more or less the same principles, yeah? The Fontainian engineer can fix it, so can our thaumaturges. It just so happens that Miss Oatmon Tanyi likes to travel around Lia, passes through here every so often, and loves to offer her services. So as for this round of tea cauldron maintenance, well, let's leave it to her. You see, honored guests, I'm really sorry, but I need to trouble you to go to Yilong Wharf and find our technician, Miss Oatmoon Yanti. I don't think that's how she pronounces her name, but we'll go with that for now. It's more likely than not she's found herself on a show that she can't tear her eyes off. How could you possibly dare ask our guest to do such a thing? Oh, Liu, you misunderstand me. Our honored guests already had business to attend at Yilong Wharf, and it would just be passing along the message on their way. It's nothing, really. Is that so? Is that so? It would seem to be so. I'm truly sorry. Then, if you would, honored guests, oh, Liu, I'll leave it to you to accompany them. It's a lot of tea. Thanks for your hard work. You scared Olu so much he was jumping at his own shadow. You mentioned earlier that you're here to investigate the water and soil, right? Best you head over to Yilong Wharf then. It isn't far away from the headwaters, and there are ruins left by the Adepti along the way. So if you're looking for clues, there's your best bet. As for passing a message to Oatmon Yanti, well, please lend a hand, would you? Give Olo some peace of mind so he doesn't worry himself to death. Even Mini Pie can be a handle so trivial. Hey! Why are you still acting? That show's over! And what's with calling Paimon Mini Pie anyway? Anyway, just leave it to us. You can rest easy, Grandpa Lu. Such great kids you are. Really great kids. Oh, right. I noticed that you two really enjoyed the tea cake. Why don't I teach you the recipe? Next time you can come buy some quality tea leaves, you'll be able to make some for yourselves. In any case, safe travels. Be careful on mountain paths and mind you, don't slip. Thank you, Grandpa Lu. Fine tea for we got tea cakes. Let's go. Follow the golden carp. A golden carp. Where? What? Where? Oh, hi, golden carp. Oh, so is this Fujin talking to us? Your economy, tea go burr. Exactly, I'm stealing all of your tea. Oh, okay. Lunch. Oh, I went too far. Oh, I was supposed to come here. Okay. Fujin? Oh, treasure hoarders. Do you have to go this way, buddy? Oh my god, you're just like the Sealies. Oh. Solve the puzzle.
Yeah, scatter. Stop. Propagate. Boring.
Well, at least Xiao can do some damage.
Worthless.
Everyone plunge, let's go! Except Aether!
Skyward.
Oh. Sweetie, okay. So we have to solve the puzzle, huh? Okay. Fishy go noom. Why fishy go noom? Oh, I did something. Traveler Paimon, you two are indeed brilliant. As expected, upon seeing my dissipated adeptal energy, you immediately understood the situation. Of course! We're super duper experienced adventurers, you know! Still, why didn't you say anything sooner? You didn't just forget, did you? The bombastic side-eye is crazy. About that, should not the path of the Adepti be full of challenges? 'Tis merely a test of your wisdom. call me the master test taker, or it was you who brought us here. I can deliver you the master stroke. Does that count?
Speaking of which, just what's the problem with the soil and the water you mentioned before? Grandpa Lou was also sure that this was behind the deteriorating quality of the tea leaves.
Yes, you too have seen Xiaoying Village. Should the quality and quantity of tea leaves continue to decline, so will the village, until finally, in the years to come, it degenerates back to what it was millennia before, a desolate mountain forest.
You sure that's not hyperbole?
It is true. The Lord of Chia would not stand idly by as disaster befell, even though he's totally dead, because that's what we established in 2.0, or 1.6 actually, were the sky to collapse and the conqueror of demons and other Adepti do their utmost to support it. Should the waters under Yilong Wharf breach the dikes and the flood, Lia Harbor would aid the villagers. But without tea, the stretch of mountains would, or Xiaoying Village, rather, would lose its very reason to exist in humans' eyes.
That makes sense. Capitalism strikes again. When you put it like that, Paimon understands.
So, are you willing to help me correct the imbalance in the water and the soil?
What do you say, Mini Pie? Who the heck is Mini Pie? Never heard the name before. But Paimon wants to help Adeptus Fujin and Xiaoying Village. When she thinks about the delicious tea cakes being lost forever just because there's no good tea, that would be a big shame, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's excellent. Your willingness is commendable, and the one quite grateful for you both. Now, back to business. When it comes to how to resolve the disharmony in the soil and the water, one is indeed well aware of what to do. So do you know what to do? Because I don't know what to do. Okay. First, you two must go up against the currents and seek the jade treasures thrown in the waters. In the end, we must perform the ancient rain jade rite once more, dispelling the miasma that has settled over the mountains and fields and onto the rivers, and restoring the water veins and soil.
Okay, got it. How do we do the ritual?
Broski does not know.
Adeptus Fujin? What's wrong?
Nothing. As for the ritual, it's a bit early for that. Well, let's see. We'll see each other later. Bye. Goodbye. And she's gone.
According to her, we need to go against the current? That just means go upstream, right? Hey, is that the same direction as Yilong Wharf? Let's go!
No, don't walk off yet. I need to get the chest. Guys, who is this? Hello? Hello, my good sir, who is watching us? Yoink, that is mine now.
Perhaps one should invent some...
Well, here we are! Yilong Wharf! Let's have a look around!
Why is this dude staring at me? Stop. Huh? Okay, I'm assuming this is this person because they were moving. Though I don't understand it in the least, I still think it's amazing. Just watching her stand there and singing, or sing while walking around, or sing while sitting, and then sing while she lifts her head and then slowly let it fall, all while ceaselessly singing. I really don't know just what kind of magical power the old lady has. Babbling, chanting, singing, and reciting, and crying. I haven't got a clue what she's saying, but it's amazing. Little mouth, can't you understand? That's just how opera singing is. And weren't the fight scenes later? That was the old dude who could do 88 flips and tricks, riveting stuff. You don't sound like a kid at all. Yeah, it's great. It's just a shame I don't understand a thing. A whole bunch of people fighting and jumping all over the place, all super flashy and such. One-on-one, several on fighting each other, 5 or 6 taking turns. It's almost addictive.
Hello, we're looking for a technician from Fontaine. You look like you're Fontanian because that's how we... I don't know, Paimon's a little bit racist, so sometimes that happens. Chief Lo and Grandpa Lu said... What name did they give us again?
Oh, Mon Yan Ti? Oh. Is it Montague? Girly Pop, what is his name? Sounds like Grandpa Lou sent you all, right? Just got me Hanamont. Oh my god. I'm googling how to say this in French.
Haute montagne.
Haute montagne? No wonder why they call it haute montie. Okay, I'm gonna try. It's going to be bad. Just call me haute montagne. I'm a researcher from Fontaine Research Institute. Haha, I am the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. I am but one who comes in the aid of the oppressed in their moment of need. A disciple of the Guhua. I'll have you know I'm an honorary senior researcher. I am the disciple of the Guhua.
Mr. Traveler, Miss Paimon, hello. I'm Little Mao, a friend of Mountains.
Who's Mountains? Oh, he calls you Mountains because of the pronunciation. Yes, that's what my name means. Haute montagne can be a bit hard to pronounce, so I asked Little Mao to just call me that. Okay.
Really? Quite the experience. Interesting pair. How did you two meet?
It was quite fortuitous. Last year, I went on the mountains in the south for a spell, and I got lost in the fog. A huge beast the size of... Please, I'm struggling with French. Cal Etienne Lewis was glaring at me and I thought I was done for. But just then, a little kid started shouting at me. I followed the sound through the mist and got out and was saved. Otherwise, I would have been eaten. Just like that, and my family in Fontaine wouldn't even have been able to claim compensation on my account.
I know more about what goes on in the mountains than the grown-ups. Is that so? You're amazing, Little Mao.
Hatamanger, Grandpa Liu and Chief Lo are looking for you. We're here about the tea cauldron in Chaoying Village. All right, I got it. I'll be there in a jiffy. All the shows here are just too good. I ended up watching several and one right after the other. And now my legs have fallen asleep, but I can't understand a word. What sort of stories are they telling?
It's just about way back when a huge carp and a monster from the mountains fought. You killed me, I killed you story. In the end, everyone dies.
Ah! That's a pretty concise summary, but don't talk about killing and dying so much, Little Mao. If you think about that kind of stuff too often, you might become the villain when you grow up. That's not true? That's crazy? Since those in Chaoying Village are waiting on me, it's time to go. See y'all later. Let's go watch the shows here again when you're about to head back to Fontaine. They're cute. I like them. Oh, now we're left with the kid. Okay.
Okay. Now that we solved the puzzle, we can get back to business. Little Mao, how about you? What are you two gonna do? To be honest, we're not quite sure how to explain it. The water and soil in Chenyu Vale are kind of out of whack, and we need to cure them for everything in Chenyu Vale to get better. I get it. Miss Paimon's trying to say that we need to restore nature?
That's... Yes!
Hey, that's right! You're really amazing, Little Mao. You got it right away.
Restoring nature, you say? Did someone talk to you about that?
That's right. A friend who's always taking care of me told me. She wants to restore nature too. If we restore nature, everything will get better, so I want to help too. She also told me about you two.
Oh, so it's Fujin.
Oh, so you seen her too? You mean my friend? Of course, silly Miss Paimon. How can we be friends if I've never seen her?
You can be internet friends and have never seen the other person. I'm gonna let Mao pass on this one because the internet doesn't exist into that.
Fair point. That makes things easier. Actually, we wanted... Paimon remembers we need to find the jade treasures in the water and then do some brain jade right. But even though we've come upstream, we still haven't found any clues. I know. Come with me. I'll show you where to look.
What? Is it really that easy? Well, Mao, your friend wants to restore nature, right?
Yeah, she told me a lot, such as stories from here before Chaoying Village became Chaoying Village, how the tea trees came to be, and more. She said that things will get worse and worse in Chenyu Vale if natural order isn't restored. Oh, looks like we're on the same page then. Well, Mao, you said that you knew where we could find the leads, right? Yeah, and I don't know if it'll help, but you mentioned jade treasures and raid jade and stuff, so I just thought of it. Come with me. Yeah, Let's go! Over here? Here we are. There's a cavern behind this waterfall. Try not to get soaked. You might catch a cold. There's a behind the waterfall. It's blocked off. Oh? How about you give that Adeptal energy a go, traveler?
What Adeptal energy?
Wait, do I have Adeptal energy somewhere? How do I... Do I have to break this rock in order to do it? The rocks here seem a little loose. Be careful. Now that's what we call adventuring experience. Okay, now what do I do? Okay, so this is a... not like this. Paimon's soaked. I can't read if you're not... Let me do my thing. Oh. You're amazing, traveler. Okay, hello? So there's a cave system here. Explore the domain. There's more water here than before. Maybe we'll have to swim next time. What do you mean? Also, why do you normally come here? And how did you find this place out? It's really pretty. Oh, these hanging mushrooms are so pretty. This is it. It's the clue that I wanted to show you from before. Right here. Right now. Emerge. What on Tibet is this? It's so covered in moss that Paimon didn't make heads or tails of it. There wasn't any moss last time I came here. No need to worry, little Mal. It's just so humid in here that there's no way there's moss growing everywhere. There must be a way to clean it. I wonder if you use hydro, you can clean the... Okay, never mind. It's asking me to use Adeptal energy. Never mind. Ooh, okay. Who's that, though? Oh, he just appeared out of nowhere. Look, traveler, look. It's a scene of the ancient people attending a festival and performing a ritual. Pretty different from the festivals we have today, huh? Okay, so it's gonna be like the Rue situation where they have some kind of ritual thing, right? Although the grown-ups in the city and the village all say that the Lord of Geo was the first to arrive in Chenyu Vale, I've heard that people in the picture actually got here even earlier than he did. People back then used to throw bits of magic jade into the river, and they floated along until they sank to the bottom. They saw it as a way to guarantee good weather, preventing the river from flooding and ensuring that the soil would be fertile. Based on what we've previously discussed, why does it sound like a business meeting? I'm guessing that Chenyu Vale will only be fixed after we found some of that jade that was thrown into the river in ancient times. That makes sense, doesn't it? Wow, you're so knowledgeable. How are you a child? Was your friend also the one who told you this story? You rule, little Mal. That's first-class guide material right there. Little Mal's a local, so of course he understands the place better than Paimon. Yep, and everyone will be really blessed and live happily ever after, and all that. Also, I didn't realize the markings before, but like, is this face paint, or is it like actually like scars or something? But I much prefer hearing her stories about ancient wars and battles. She told me that the warriors back then were all giants who were over 10 feet tall. Like, ruin guards, actually? The warriors of Chenyu Vale were covered in tattoos. Oh, so like maybe Shao? They had these massive jade axes that could chop a person in half with the blink of an eye. Maybe not like Shao. And the Millith, led by none other than the Lord of Geo himself, were tougher. They clad themselves in suits of armor that weighed over 1,000 pounds and fought with 100-pound spears. Apparently, everyone was at war back then, so much so that the Bishui River turned crimson red. Later on, the mountains of the south become full of ghosts from that era. Even now, those who wander in the mountains might still be able to catch their singing on the wind. Okay, so that's where Hu Tao usually does the burial stuff, right? Ah! Yikes, scary stuff. Cover your ears, Mini Pie. Who's Mini Pie? Hanamonji's right, though. If you constantly think about this stuff, you turn into a villain when you're older. There's no way grown-ups could tell these stories. They always say that we're too young to hear them, and they'll always turn us rotten and stuff like that. But I'm old enough already. Hearing a story is not going to turn me into a monster. Besides, there aren't that many adults around who know these stories anyway. My friend hadn't told me, I wouldn't even have known the stories about this picture. Okay, fine. I guess we'll move on then. So the grown-ups were right to say that those ancient people threw the jade into the river from somewhere high up, but where exactly? And where did all the jade float to? Well, it must have sunk to the bottom, right? It's not that simple. If it was thrown somewhere upriver, then even it sank to the bottom, it'd be still pushed downriver by the current, let alone after so many years. Besides, I never heard talk about any ancient ritual jade being found upriver. Chenyu Vale's a small place after all. If there had been such rumors, everyone would have already known about them. You know so much! You're future scholar material for sure! But what if I don't want to be a scholar? They don't earn much mora, and it sounds like no fun. Then, become a traveler, just like us. What would be more fun than adventuring around the world? Seeing as we now know the site of the rain jade, right? What should we do next? The complete ignoring of Paimon is crazy. Why don't we go somewhere high up to take a look? High up? The watchtower at Yilong Wharf is pretty high up. Want to take another look around? No, wait, no. I think this is gonna lead to, like, me staying here. Let's head out then. All right, let's go. Immediate teleport system, let's go. You love to see it. Look, from up here, you can clearly see how the water moves faster through those narrows, then slows down again as the river widens out. The jade must have stopped there. We should find what we're looking for there. Wow, you're such a real whiz kid. Paimon's been wondering, though. What's that massive thing in the distance? That huge thing is the Jade Mouth, the legendary jade ring that an Adeptus threw in the water. What Adeptus threw in the water? Also, it looks like a giant catalyst. Oh, but the river curves around there, so the current should actually speed up. But the river gradually gets wider there. Yeah, so the rapid flow around the bend might have resulted in things being deposited along the convex bank where it widens. Those are big words, okay? For a kid, those are some big words. There's actually a good chance of the jade at the bottom of the river somewhere around Jade Mouth. Of course, that's assuming that the course of the river hadn't already been artificially altered. Those are a lot of big words, buddy. How do you know that? Not to mention, there's a fisherman's legend that goes something like, Jade shall rise from Sunken Mouth, or something like that. Anyway, let's go over and take a look around first. Compared to Little Mao, Paimon feels like she's completely out of her depth. It's because my friend is amazing. She knows everything there is to know about mountains, and she taught me loads too. That's how I learned so much. Sorry, Paimon, you just need better friends. That's not what I meant. I mean, you unblocked the cave and got rid of the moss in the flash after all. I don't even know how you did that. Just kidding. Don't overthink it. Whatever the case, let's go down and get on a bamboo raft. Oh, yeah! Jade Mouth, here we come! Board the bamboo raft and go to Jade Mouth. Someone coming aboard? Wait, is that Little Mao? Come, I'll take you. Aw, Bosu's so nice. Alright, boatman, take us to Jade Mouth. Alright, Jade Mouth it is. The other two, you're tourists? Well, if you're here for sightseeing, there's not that many locals who'll head that way. You can say that, Mr. Boatman. Are there any stories about Jade Mouth I haven't heard before? Knowing you and how much you love your stories, kiddo, you must have heard all of them by now. Tell me more! All right, then. Well, I heard it mentioned that a Jade Mouth was left behind by Rex Lapis when he marched through here to save the people of Chenyu Vale. Legend has it that to prevent a naval advance from downstream, the local Adepti... You're making up as you go again, Gramps. There's no way that Leah's navy came up this river. I've heard that the Jade Mouth was formed by a piece of jade left behind by a giant carp. In those days, a baddie god tried to redirect the river down the mill lift and stationed on both of the banks in Chenyu Vale. But a giant white snake and a giant carp who were her subordinates disobeyed her orders. A giant white snake held up to... Okay, she threw the jades she wore here. The jades pinned the river down, and ever since we had no more floods, and everybody can lead peaceful lives on both sides of the river. Giant white snake? Changsheng? You must understand a lot, kiddo, but you haven't seen much. Take a closer look. There aren't any crops by this river.
See, after it was pinned down by the Jades, it's true the river hasn't flooded, but that also means that it wasn't able to provide irrigation for crops. So what was once a wide, gently flowing river is today a narrow, rapid flowing stream instead. Such a river leaves no sustenance for the earth on its banks. And of course, that also means no people living peacefully lives on both sides.
Paimon gets it now, but did you say that the Adepti were resisting the Lord of Geo, Little Mal? That's how it was all that time ago. Some of the people believe that the first Lord of all Leah was Rex Lapis, but in Chenyu Vale, we both believe that before he came, there were other gods and Adepti who protected our ancestors. I mean, that sounds true. That bird scared me. I've heard Grandpa Lou say that the tea ceremony is actually for the Carp Adeptus who planted our first tea tree. Oh, but aren't those Adepti meant to be the baddies? They were serving under a baddie god after all. Some stories they are the baddies, while in others they're the goodies. But it was all such a long, long time ago. Even the grown-ups don't remember much, so they always try to bluff me.
Talking about that friend of yours again? How can such supernatural beings be held to our simple codes of right and wrong? As far as we're concerned, all the forces that have ever been blessed and protected this land deserve our offerings.
Ah, there you go again.
All right then, time to get off. We're here.
Thanks, Gramps.
As the river breeze blows, you hitch a ride on the Let Me Read the Dialogue. We're here. This is the Jade Mouth. Oh, it's big.
Such a huge chunk of jade, and even the other pieces on it are massive. Whoever must have threw it down, Adeptus or not, must have been an absolute Titanic. Adepti comes in all shapes and sizes. They could be as tall as the clouds or small enough to hide amongst the pool and leaf. How did the rest go again? Anyway, let's get to the picture.
Wait, let me read the dialogue, please. I'm begging you. There's two of them, though. That's interesting.
Well, here's the Jade Mouth. But how are we gonna find all that jade underwater? Ah, so that's how it is. The spring's cries ripple through the vales. The shrines depart from northeast shores. The heights and shallows in the southwest hide. Sun and earth from each other divide. The eternal whirlpool that never churns. The beautiful jade concealed within. Why does the last part not rhyme, please? What's that little mouse singing about? It sounds kind of complicated. It's one of the local folk songs. I heard an old granny singing it as she was gathering herbs. I mean, if you look out from the center of the river to the banks on either side, you'll see two stone shrines hidden in the northeast and southwest. The shrines keep the mighty whirlpool in the center suppressed. Why are you rhyming? Paimon understood the last bit. So the jade is all hidden beneath the whirlpool? Yep, sounds like we're going treasure hunting. Hooray! But the area between the northeast and the southwest is so huge. After all, in a broad sense, the northeast southwest of Jade Mouth can include pretty much the whole world. You're always thinking outside the box, Miss Paimon, but there's no need to worry. I already have an idea where the shrines will be because, well, my friend told me. Come on, let's roll.
Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Does anyone else think that a giant maelstrom suddenly appearing here might not be too great?
Oh, yeah! Won't that mean the boats will no longer be able to sail in and out of Yulong Wharf? Oh, don't worry about that. My friend told me that once we're done with we need beneath, the whirlpool will disappear completely. Otherwise, how will all the boatmen carry on with making a living? Wow, so it's not just a smart whirlpool, but a considerate one to boot. Let's get going then.
So we're diving. Investigate the shrine. Oh, there's two of them. Okay, yeah. I mean, they literally just said there were two of them. Hello, I am looking for whirlpool. Oh no, it's a puzzle.
Many minutes later.
Huh. We haven't seen the whirlpool from the song yet. What should we do next? How about giving that adeptal energy of yours a try, traveler?
Wow, I wonder where you knew about that. You got anything to say, buddy?
You know, we might be able to call the whirlpool forth if we try using that adeptal energy.
Okay, so you're just gonna give me game dialogue. How do I use the adeptal energy? Higher? Oh, hello? Okay, I don't like how this looks like in Kanomiya again. Every time. Quick, look! The whirlpool's appeared, just like the song said. Okay. Hello, I am swimming in the whirlpool. Oh? Hello? Is that Fujin? Hey, Fujin! Fujin? And just like the legend says, a golden carp. Money. It's you again, Adeptus Fujin.
Good things
Fujin?
come to the...
Where's Fujin bringing us to, though? Oh, teleport. Okay. I'll take that. Ooh. Ooh, it's so pretty. Oh, it reminds me of the Sumeru areas. Oh, fish disappeared. Traveler and Paimon, we meet again. And who might this be?
Huh? You haven't met before? This is Little Mao. He's helped us so much along the way.
No, we haven't met before, but you must be a good child, little Mao.
Hello, and yes, that's me. Miss, are you an Adeptus? You are, aren't you?
This is Adeptus Fujin. Thanks to all the help you've given Traveler and Paimon, little Mao.
It's really the legendary Fujin in the flesh. I can't believe it. I've heard so many stories about you, and now I know that you're not just some kind of big slippery carp, but a lady instead, like Big Sister.
Big sister? Who?
A big carp? What kind of stories have you been listening to, little Mao?
One is indeed an Adeptus, as such they can take the forms that one pleases. This particular form seemed like the most approachable one for conversing with humans. From what you've said, you have a very unique scent, little Mao. Have you met someone in the mountains before? Perhaps someone with red eyes and fair complexion, perhaps? Human Changshan?
Not exactly. Biscuits Fujin, you're not talking about one of your other friends, are you? My friend from the mountains doesn't sparkle like you do, but she's also really cool. She helped me tons and tons and loads.
So, it was her after all.
Who? Does anyone not want to play the pronoun game with me? So your friend wasn't Adeptus Fujin after all? Huh. But Big Sis Fujin's my friend now too. Isn't she?
Of course, little Mao. I'm delighted to have made friends with you. Way to go, little Mao. You've now met 2 Adepti. But I've met more. Whoop whoop, go me. I win.
Huh?
Huh? What?
Don't worry about him. Anyway, does that mean Little Mao's friend is also an Adeptus?
As for whether little Mao's friend counts as an Adeptus or not, I'm not quite sure myself. After all, Adeptus is merely a title. It's hard to say whether Adepti are even people. The word Adeptus is just like any other word, such as hero or villain or idiot. No one is born an Adeptus, and no one shall ever remain an Adeptus forever.
That's true. So you met that friend of Little Mao's that we were talking about, right?
Indeed, but it's been a long, long time since I last saw her. So, now I suspect that I don't know her half as well as Little Mao does. I'm not even sure if I still count her as a friend. According to what Little Mao said, his friend wants to restore nature. I would imagine so. Anyway, I must ask all of you to please take this piece of votive rain jade. I have originally hoped that it might remain here, the same as it ever was, but I never expected it to grow quite so large. I used to love it so. Oh, this is your jade! You're a catalyst user.
This rain jade you mentioned, did it rain down here or make it rain or something? Like, why is it called rain jade?
Of course not. After the great chances in our geology, our ancestors of the people of Chenyu Vale lost their ability to communicate with the heavens, and lost the guidance of the emissaries whose beauty was as pure as moonlight. Henceforth, they began to place jade, which glowed as gently as the light of the moon, and cast it into the river. As they did this, they would pray for good omens, for fertile lands, and for clement weather, and for their riverbanks to hold strong. Over time, these rituals grew in power, until one day...
Big Sis Fujin? What happened next?
One day there was a long war to become gods who would reign over this world began. Afterward, this tradition lost all of its meaning. But though it was forgotten, its name is still passed down over generations. To cut a long story short, this piece of votive rain jade before us was the very last one ever to be thrown. Just as the part above the surface, when commanded by an adeptal art, it can be made large enough to stop a flood, its core too has been swallowed up by the uncontrolled adeptal energy. Much of its power has dissipated into the surrounding areas through the spirit veins. So the ley lines? This power may also has affected the nearby flora and fauna, attracting and even making aberrations of them. You must be careful.
What?
As far as I can tell, the adeptal energy has dissipated nearby. It should be sufficient to reawaken the hibernating votive rain jade. If this is the case, we're one step closer to achieving our goal in nursing the water and soil back to health. How should I say this? Traveler and Paimon, thank you both. You're doing an amazing thing by choosing to help me. And little Mao, will you help me too? Will you help out your big sis?
Of course! I want to restore nature too!
Is that so? Well, that's good. You're very smart, little Mao. You'll understand everything later. Alright then, let's go to our separate ways for now. Once you retrieve the adeptal energy-filled votive rain jade, we'll meet again by the deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south.
The south? Got it! She's gone. And disappeared again. Well, let's do what Big Sis Fujin said and restore the Volting Rain Jade's power. Speaking of, what does it got to do with voting? See? You're not that much brighter than Paimon!
It's votive, not voting. And also, Paimon, you are way dumber than, Mao.
Oh. Right. It's so complicated. No, since you mention it, what does votive even mean? And why is it called Rain Jade again? Exactly! What does it all mean?
That sounds the closest like he was to a kid since for a while.
Let's follow the adeptal energy or something I didn't get to read because Genshin never lets me read. What are we doing? It's finally over. Thank God. I can't do puzzles. Paimon wonders if there's enough adeptal energy. And also, Paimon wonders if Hoya will ever let me read the dialogue. That's kind of crazy. Night. TP? Hello? Imagine Hoyoverse letting me read the dialogue for the unvoiced story that I probably should be paying attention to? Oh, hello? Look, it's moving!
Return to the votive rain jade. Uh-oh, coming. Coming, buddy. You got this. Okay, so it's working again, which is nice.
It seems like the jade's starting to move. That's right, but according to the story, the riverbed should have lots of other votive rain jades. Why does Big Sis Fujin only want this one? Look, it's shining! Almost as if it's resonating with the adeptal energy on you, traveler! Why don't you try using your power, huh?
Oh wow, we are just magical. Oh, were we scared that it was gonna break? Oh, it's becoming smaller.
That should do it. Wow, awesome, it became small.
New catalyst?
Yeah, Paimon didn't think it just changed size like that. That's the millennia-old treasure for you. But it's just like you said, little Mao. They could be as tall as the clouds, or small enough to hide amidst the pool and leaf. Yeah, well, looks like the votive rain jade's in our hands now. You're so reliable, traveler. Hey, Paimon worked hard too. Miss Paimon's amazing. Side-eye, bombastically. So if you're gonna take us to that deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south now, right? Clouds and mist. I think Chenyu Vale really does have places like that. But where? Tell us, little guide, and Paimon will take you there. Do you remember that place in the mountain mentioned? The spot where we met. That place is super foggy, and I know a secret cabin that leads there. Even the other locals don't know about it. It was my friend who showed me the way, and since you're my friend too, Paimon, I'll tell you about it.
You got an amazing friend, little Mao. Your friend in the mountains, are they connected to Adeptus Fujin?
Oh, she told me lots of stories, and quite a few of them were about Big Sis Fujin. Well, any friend of yours is a friend of ours too. In fact, Paimon hopes we'll meet her on the way. Shall we go? Paimon's gonna take you all to the place you mentioned, little Mao.
Take us away, Miss Paimon.
Alrighty then, let's go.
We love an immediate teleport. You love to see it. Oh? Hello? Go to the Fogbank River. We're going.
Huh? Why did little Mao disappear?
Traveler Paimon!
Look behind you!
Oh! Is that your friend, buddy? Can I give them a pet? Is that rude?
That's right. I told you before that I had lots of friends, didn't I? Well, I just happened to meet her, so I got a hold of her to introduce to you. Hello?
I'm Traveler, and this is Paimon. We're friends of Little Mao's.
He's Traveler, and Paimon's name is Paimon. She's afraid of strangers.
I usually call her Bluey, but I don't really know her name. Bluey, the mascot? Not the overgrown Vaporeon. Suicune would make sense, I think.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Traveler and Paimon are great people. They've been accompanying me on my adventures. They're real experts in the mountains and forests, too.
Oh, Bluey speaks. Okay. I know. I've seen. Answer me this one thing. Where did you gain the power to suppress nature?
Suppress nature? What do you mean?
Plants pursue the sunlight and fertile soil, creating fruit fit for the birds and beasts to consume. The digested seeds are scattered, and those which consume seeds and fruit become bait for predators. Thus does everything return to the land. The snake hidden in the branches, the fish in the mountains, and the beasts of the forest. Traveling in the realm of nature is wonderful. So why have you come?
Come on, Bluey. You don't have to be so fierce.
You raised 2 questions. My adeptal energy comes from Adeptus Fujin. Our goal is to nurse the soil and water in Chenyu Vale. And the adeptal energy we use comes from Adeptus Fujin.
Exactly! Something's off about Chenyu Vale's natural conditions, so Adeptus Fujin enlisted our help. If we don't, well, the tea leaves in Chaoying Village are gonna turn out worse and worse, and the village itself might even decline. That's why she wanted us to perform the Rain Jade rite, which will restore the area.
Rain Jade. Right. I see. You've answered 2 of my questions. You may ask me 2 also.
Why do we have to do that?
Give and take. It is only natural. You have 1 more question.
Wait, that one counted? Whatever, you asked, Traveler.
Little Mouse said that you wanted to restore nature. Do you also know about Adeptus Fujin? Yes, I do know Fujin.
Basically, Adeptus Fujin has asked us to help nurse the soil and water in Chenyu Vale so that the tea leaves in Chaoying Village will recover their original flavor.
The new tea leaves taste better. More like before.
More like, whoa, and that's like that, she's gone! Don't worry about it, Paimon. She is kind of like that. Sometimes when I'm not looking, she'll just vanish into the shadow of the trees. Then at others, the sun might dazzle me, or the birds might call overhead, and there she is. In any case, we're all friends now!
Nice.
Yeah, your friend's pretty strange, Lil Mao. Is she? Well, for all you know, you're the ones who might seem strange to others. I mean, not only can you use Adeptal energy to make moss disappear, but you can make the golden stone things appear and vanish, and turn into a carpet fly around like in the stories. After all, I'm none other than the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. What? Huh? That said, Paimon could have imagined the friend you always spoke about was, well, monster might seem a bit rude, and thing might be pretty offensive. That's right, your friend's so blue! No wonder why you call her Bluey! Wow, Paimon's not being racist, that's crazy. That's why I never told anyone. If the adults knew that we were friends, they might lock me up. Really? You'd go to actual prison? No, not like that. They just wouldn't let me go out and make me wash my face and force me to read my books. I wouldn't be able to play in the mountains anymore. And that's why I never told anyone. But you're my friends, so it's fine. Anyway, come with me. There's an awesome place I have to show you. Where are we following Lil Mao to? Did he run up ahead of us? There's lots of monsters. Oh no. I see monsters and I'm ignoring them. Whee! Paimon's writing being fixed exactly. Oh. What the heck? Take care of the nearby miasma. No! Not with this team.
Water jet!
Oh no. Help.
Scatter!
One of you had a little mark on your head, and I would like to know where you are.
Seize the skies! Mighty mythical
The beast!
Sorry, pal.
Okay, yoink. There we go. We got more. Where are you? Hey, buddy! Ow. Hey, buddy! Stop. Okay. Where are you? Oh my god. Turning is making me dizzy. Hydrosamatryl. Where are you, buddy? Ah! Get back here. You think having 2 guards is gonna help you, buddy?
Go!
I got water guns and a wushu dancer and an adeptus and someone who's deathly ill.
Bitter pill to swallow.
Get back here.
Yeah!
Oh, where'd you go? Not me missing.
Up to it, Manzai!
Where's the teleport thingy? Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, there you are. Ooh, money. Enter the cavern. Okay.
Cool. This stuff looks dope.
Look at this. This is what I wanted to show you going this way. Oh, another one. I didn't think everyone here. You're amazing, little Mao. I know it was just like, hey, there's moss. But oops. You're awesome, Traveler. You pushed the moss back just like that. Like you did with the smoky cloud. Still, that wasn't there yesterday. Is this what they call nature? Don't worry about it. Moss or Hillish Trails just lead them all to Traveler. What's this picture about, though? Originally, I didn't know either, but I figured out today after hearing Big Sis Fujin's story. This must be the stuff that happened before the mural on Mount Lingmen was made. See this? Long, long ago, people were able to talk to the gods and the Adepti in the skies by talking to that big piece of jade in the middle. The emissary of the gods would lead them and protect them. See, that's gotta be the shiny golden person standing in the middle. I bet that was a super amazing person. I don't think it's Zhongli, though. Gold doesn't necessarily mean Zhongli, though. But later, just as Big Sis Fujin said, something changed, and the people of Chenyu Vale lost their guiding emissary, and they couldn't talk to the heavens any longer. That's how the Drain Jade Rite came about. Ah, so your story does make sense. Thanks. What do you think, Traveler? I think you're a pretty bright spark, little Mao. Come to think about it, our ancestors are pretty amazing themselves, huh? The jades they left to us still have the power to restore nature. For something this old to be so strong, the past would have been a sweller time than the present, huh? A child saying sweller is wild. That's right, the world's been constantly in decline. I don't know about that. I feel like maybe it's improving. The world marches onward, I guess. Leaving the accumulated detritus of the past in its wake.
That's a lot of big words.
Huh. That's a really cool thought.
Did you understand what I said?
I never thought about it that way. Huh. Paimon thinks that you're the amazing one, little Mao. We see lots of ancient objects, puzzles, mysterious powers, and monsters in our time, but Paimon's never considered this stuff before. Oh, you know what? Not thinking about this stuff at all is pretty awesome too, really. I bet you'd just be like my big sister when you grow up, just having fun adventuring everywhere. Oh, you have a big sister then? Well, we're not blood related, but she worked here in Chenyu Vale for a while. She'd go up the mountains and run around the rivers, and I'd follow her. We discovered this little cave together. She said that this cave was my Rubicon. Not that I know what it means. However, she hasn't written to me in a long time. If I were to guess, she's off adventuring in some faraway place. Maybe that ancient city of Wise or something like that. The big sis of yours seems to be an interesting person. I know, right? Still, big sis Fujin needs our help, so let's continue on.
Oh, there you all were. I was so worried. Hi, I forgot that Fujin's part of the story, even though it's her story.
Wow, a golden carp!
Which is also Fujin. One was quite concerned that the swirling miasmas and fierce beasts that roam might have caused you ill, but one sees that this is not so, and that is good. Thanks to the adeptal energy you possess, traveler, one has been connected to the golden carp here, thus gaining the means to speak with you directly. Traveler, Paimon, little Mao, please, come with me.
Where's the fishy going?
Follow the golden carp. Her adeptal form is so pretty, I'm not gonna lie.
She's just a little fishy.
Where are we going? Oh, this is full of smog. Where are we going? Fuji's not a bad guy. Oh. Okay, I took a whole piece of Jade with me. That's fine. That's normal.
Ah, you're super amazing, Fujin.
Of course, before one such trivial, I wish I could read. Imagine reading. I'm just walking on water casually. Oh.
Oh, thank you.
I guess we're fighting. Would you mind moving or something, please? Fujin?
Water jet.
Oh yeah, let me use Hydro Traveler on the water enemy. Gaming did this in Lantern, right? So it's a special ability? I guess so. It's just up ahead. What is just up ahead, though? It's so foggy here. Why is it is this like Surumi Island? Oh no, is this Surumi Island Part 2? Much time has passed since I last emerged here. This was once a lively place, but with the aroma of incense, and the three of us would travel freely across the mountains and rivers. Yes, those were the days like flowing water, beneath the moon, dark yet sparkling oh so brightly. But enough reminiscing. Thanks to you all, I'm now able to return here and host Rain Jade right.
Oh, so you're the person in the mural. Oh, I get it now. That person standing on the mountain hugging that egg. That was you, wasn't it?
An egg? Come now, little Mao. That was the precious Jade. Casting Rain Jade is a ritual of great power. Votive Rain Jade can calm rivers, improve the weather, but it can also be a thing of death and slaughter. Only the thinnest line separates curses the adeptal energies that have aided you up till now. That is why I must make sure that the right does not fall into the hands of those who will do ill. That is why... Yes, that is correct. One was indeed the figure who hugged that egg in the mural.
Big sis Fujin? Doesn't this make you, pretty ancient?
Yes. Wow, that's so rude of you. Still, I do like the name Big Sis. It does quite make me feel young. Being called the Adeptus is pretty alright too. Right? Well, certainly. Though, even if others tile me as such, I'm aware. And hardly equal of true Adepti like Mountain Shaper and the rest. Oh, so you have self-doubt. It's okay. I am, in truth, the weakest of my band of friends. I cannot make medicines to save others, nor can I bound across mountains and plains. Even so, you cannot simply lay the title down. It would have been done of the people of Chenyu Vale a disservice, I fear. Still, you may call me whatever you wish. After all, we've become friends, or so I would say. In any case, my days of being called an Adeptus are now co-signed to history, just like this place has been. Once, the Jade Rite was a day of great celebration, where we would commemorate the year of abundance using laughter, firecracker battles, and beast dances to frighten the ill omens away. This must appear like naught but a forgotten ruins to a modern mind.
Well, it's not completely forgotten. We still celebrate Lantern Rite and Wushu dancing is still a thing. That's right! People in Chaoying Village told us that the mighty Adeptus Fujin who defeated the demons and planted the first tea tree back on the bamboo raft. Grandpa Liu also mentioned that the offerings of tea were to a certain carp Adeptus. And wasn't there an opera sung at Yilong Wharf about the carp going around killing stuff? You were so awesome in those stories, Big Sis Fujin. Also, people still do like Wushu dance, you know?
Yeah, like Gaming. You said it yourself. The definition of an Adeptus is...
Also, putting definitions aside, you're our friend, Fujin. You shouldn't have to be constantly fighting about the right and stuff. You should live happily. Like, we're companions on an adventure.
That's right! We're on an adventure together! Right, yes, you're right. Thank you. That was well said. Indeed. I was the one who asked you all for help. It wouldn't do at all if I continued wallowing in the past now, wouldn't I? In any case, I need your help to prepare the rite itself. In any case, you've encountered any sacred simulacra on your adventures. Those were ritual spirits often used by people in ancient times to protect their homes. There should be some nearby. Traveler, Paimon, Nomao, please help me put the simulacra in their proper places. That way we can restore the spirit veins using the Jade Rite. Leave it to us. I will. I have faith in you. You have said anything after that? The sacred simulacra. During the earliest festivals, people didn't know how they should carve the statues, and the products turned out to be a real mess. Even that friend of mine couldn't help but burst into laughter upon seeing it. Sorry about that, traveler. I got lost in the past again. Aww. Poor Fujin has trauma.
The sacred simulacra are all ready!
Thank you both. The votive Jade has been returned to its priests, and the statues have come back to their rightful places. The Jade Rite is now ready to be performed.
But will Chenyu Vale really recover once you cast the Jade in?
That's right. Things will get better for us, little Mao. Nature, jades, humans, all is divinely dictated. The changes in the land and water in Chenyu Vale, the malicious fog in the spirit veins, they're all essentially a sign of the earth moving against the flow of time.
Like ley lines, perhaps. Airminsel Humst? Yeah, so... that miasma-like thing is a manifestation of environmental disorder. Kinda like the withering.
That's right. You can think of it as Chenyu Vale's attempt to... how to put it? Return to nature? And what we intend to do here is treat the land and soil and rid it of this sickness. What do you mean return to nature? After all, before humans left their caves and mountains to dominate the world and regulate nature, and before Chenyu Vale or Bishui River got those names, the lands, mountains, and rivers had their own order. Even I sometimes miss the cool mountain streams, the great rivers that would ebb and flow with the seasons. I mean, I was once a mere fish that swam. But if we let nature seize control of this order once more, the people of Chenyu Vale will suffer and languish. I hope you can understand. Oh, so Fujin is like the type of person who wants change. And like, you know, helping the humans kind of. Same way like Rex Lapis kind of did. The Swanee doesn't want that change because they're already here. Fujin, are you participating in colonization?
Yeah.
In that case... Ooh, that's a... Is that a martial arts stance? That's interesting. Oh? The fog? Oh! Oh, that's not good! That's bad, actually! Huh? Did it work? That thing in the fog just now. Nothing seems to have changed. It seems I'm too feeble in my current state.
We got the voted ranger to replace the simulacra, but it still wasn't enough?
I'm very sorry. It's not your fault. I need more power to overcome this trial. Just as the adeptal energy in the votive rain jade has dissipated into the spirit veins, so has my power and left me across the years.
Huh? Will you grow really big just like that Jade?
Probably not.
Think about it though. Super Adeptus Fujin now 3 times the size? Well, is there any way that we can restore your power?
The golden carp! Ah, traveler, you're wise indeed. Before you found the new few golden carp, I could not even muster the strength to appear. Initially, I thought that we just needed to gather all the ritual implements and that it would make up for the deficiency of my power. I was not entirely open with you before, but neither the present nor past me, nor past me, was anywhere near a match for the Adepti of the South. I feared you would consider me weak and unworthy of your help.
Gee, was that it? Paimon thought you would have something more important to say.
Huh?
There's no way we abandon or not make friends with you just because of that!
That I, the young master, consider you a friend that is not conditional of your status as an adeptus. That you are my friend has nothing to do with... Oh, okay. I would say the young master line, I guess.
Other than that whole young master bit, Paimon wanted to say the exact same thing! My friend told me lots of stories about you. In my mind, even though we only just met, we're already friends. And I also want you to be happy, big sis.
All right. Thank you. All of you.
Well, that's more like it. So, where should we start looking for these golden carp?
I believe that you would have to go to Chenyu Vale. There'll be a cavern there with a golden carp hidden within. Oh, you're making me go into a cave. Please, everyone, do enter.
It's Fujin! Wait, this is your, what's it called again? Your abode?
Well, I suppose you can consider this place that the Herb Lord made? Either way, I hope the Sacred Simulacrum can let me read this goddamn story because it doesn't let me every single time. Oh, this is your house? Steal your fish. Wait, this is your house? Oh, I had no idea. I was exploring this area. Wait, this is your spot. Hello? That explains the fish.
Little Mao, can you see the golden carp fish? Does the one drawn on the stone slate count?
Hello? Hello? I'm scared. Oh, that's another mural. Oh, why is there a giant crater? Is that like the chasm or like a representative of the chasm, maybe? Possibly?
We're here, big sis Fujin. Have you been waiting for us here the whole time?
No, after leaving the carp's rest, I can only appear in places which my power remains, and only by the grace of your adeptal energy, traveler.
Wait a minute! Didn't the gap in the middle of that mural originally have something that went with the golden carp mural in it?
Oh. I'm not sure. In truth, this is my first time seeing the mural as well. So who destroyed it is another question.
Huh?
I'm sure you've all heard of the battles that took place in the past. Conria, the Archon War, a lot of war? Sorry, I'm merely a minor adeptus of Chenyu Vale. I fear I know little about any wars concerning this Conria.
The Archon War?
Yes, This cave, it was one of the shelters we built for the inhabitants of Chenyu Vale, such that the innocents caught in the crossfire when the floods overturned and the heavens and the earth split open could have had a place of safety. I didn't expect that they'd draw a mural here, though. I believe the ones who depicted to be... me? I mean, the big slippery carp little Mal mentioned as a friend.
And a friend?
So we're talking about the Swanee. We're talking about Bluey. And then they... I don't know.
Became? Friends to enemies to lovers? Question mark? Huh? If that's the case, why did the most important part get taken somewhere else?
That's true. Why is that? Perhaps dissatisfaction. The three of us were once great friends, with two of us becoming worshipped as Adepti. And one of us was always the mountain's master. Later, Herblord and I defected together. She most likely died too. Perhaps one amongst us who fought the last never submitted, and only heard news of us afterwards. Perhaps to her, we were all traitors, with a depiction of myself and Herblord becoming an object for her to vent her fury against.
Huh? Is that really the case? The painting outside looks like...
Who knows? In any case, that's all in the past.
Are you trying to gaslight us? Or did you do something, buddy?
So please, lend me your strength in nursing Chenyu Vale back to health. I can feel there's another golden carp lingering where I used to... near Mount Xianglong.
Oh,
So there's another? If we get that one, I should have enough strength to perform the ritual. Speaking of that, I must apologize for being unable to control the golden carp even with you nearby. I know it must have given you some trouble swimming through the air like that.
it's fine. I just think of them like sealies. But really, where's the golden carp that used to be here?
Well, inside the painting. Just use your adeptal energy to awaken it, traveler.
We're going back in. According to what Fujin said, we should use the adeptal energy to imagine reading something.
Oh, that was not adeptal energy. Hold on. You need to worry about the whereabouts of the golden carpfish. I'll bring it to where I need it to be, okay? Well then, my three friends, let us meet again. Oh my god. Oh, that fish is going.
Oh, and disappeared. Okay.
My apologies for the poor hospitality. It's been a long time since I last enjoyed tea with others. Hopefully, my brewing skills have not deteriorated too much over time. One day... I have some experience in appreciating tea. It was also thanks to that I was able to tell that this year's tea offering smelled off. That's how I discovered the trouble with the soil and water quality.
Huh. I didn't think the offering rites would be so useful.
I suppose now I can tell who failed to appreciate the value of tea about its value with confidence. Come, traveler, have some tea.
Is this your teapot, Fujin? Not sure why, but it reminds me of Madame Ping's. Yeah, there's that time in Leah Harbor where we fixed Madame Ping's teapot for her. If you think about it, we seem to have quite a connection with tea.
Madame Ping? I think I know who you speak of. We were acquainted back in the day along with her friends. As Little Mouse said, I was once just a giant carp, unable to leave fresh water for too long, nor live in salty waters. As such, they sent me one of these teapots. That was how my friends would have been able to see me, inside my teapot, of course, to Guili Plains and Leah Harbor, to meet those lovely people they spoke of. Unfortunately, such a time never came. Traveler, Paimon, you've been to Leah Harbor. Could you tell me more about the city?
I like to hear about it too. I've never been. Well, Paimon would like to start from Wanmin Restaurant. How about I handle the explanations this time? Sure, but don't you dare skip over any of the eating bits!
It is a port in the city nestled amongst the mountains. You begin only for Fujin to interrupt you. She notes that she'd like to hear your Leah story. You understand and begin again. When we arrived in Leah Harbor, Paimon and I were just in time for the Rite of Dissension. Remember 1.0, basically. The child and Adeptus before you listen to your words, and Paimon incessant interjections. Damn, even the narration is tired. Leaning forward as you speak, exclaiming in shock and relaxing as the tension in the tale rises and falls. They also add their own commentary and questions about Leah, such as the food and flavors available at the restaurants, the toys the old lady sells, the gems and jewelry of Feiyun Slope, and such. As you watch Fujin, Little Mao, and Paimon be so moved by the tale. Along the journey, we met many friends and experienced so many things. I can only hope that in the end, it will all be worth it. Wow, a sea monster? Huh? Amazing! Liyue Harbor is not what I imagined. You find it disappointing? Well, no. Just different. Being different doesn't make it bad. I like the Liyue Harbor you described. It's good to hear after all this time. Dear Herblord was able to find a home there. I think that's simply wonderful. What about you, Little Mao? Could you tell me about you and your friend? I'm curious to know what she's like.
Sure. I mean, Paimon and Traveler met her already, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you. So this is how we met. At the time, I was still a little kid who didn't know anything about the mountains. It was nighttime, and some wild beasts were following through the forest. It was super scary. Finally, I was chased into a clearing and surrounded by those beasties. For a moment, I was convinced I was going to get eaten, but suddenly they all backed off into the woods, and then they were gone. When I looked back, there she was, looking at me. She was like Jade, but there was dignity to her. I knew it then that she was the master of the mountain that my grandparents had told me about. I wasn't scared. I just told her, I finally found you. I've been looking for you for so long. I don't know why, but she lowered her head in thought before walking off. She made no noise as she did so. I listened as hard as I could, but there were no sounds of anything stepping on branches or falling leaves. After that, I would sometimes catch sight of her moving between the trees in a flash. Sometimes the rising moonlight would outline her shadow as she stood atop a high mountain. At that time, I thought it was strange. Why hadn't I seen her before? She was always there after all. I wanted to talk to her, but she would always turn and leave. It was later that she became willing to talk to me. Much later on, she would take me up very high in the mountains and into the deep forest. She asked me a lot of questions, and in exchange, she told me lots of stories. In the beginning, Chaoying Village was a nameless, barren mountain, and the rivers had a real temper. Sometimes they flood, and other times they would all but wither. And on that barren mountain, she made two friends, a fish and a snake. But later, the snake was cut into pieces, and the fish sank into the sea, and then only Bluey was left.
Thank you, Little Mao.
Also, don't tell anyone about my friend, okay? Of course we won't!
You seem quite familiar with this friend of Little Mao's, Fujin. Indeed, but that was all in my past life. Many, many years have passed since I could no longer move freely. I suspect that I might not recognize her any longer, though from Little Mao's words, she might not have changed too much.
But past life?
Perhaps it's not the most accurate way to phrase it. I didn't utterly perish, but I did lose my original form, and my strength and wisdom dissipated through the spirit veins. Ooh, so very similar to Nihida. This is also why I invited you and Traveler to the Corpse Rest. If we were not there, I would not even have a form to show or a voice of which to speak to you. It is thanks to you that I've been able to slowly regain my previous strength. Coming here once more, seeing the scenes with my own eyes, meeting old friends from the past, and more importantly, making new friends. I'm very glad.
How did you die?
My memories of that have grown foggy. The Herb Lord and I were both servants of another god, and it was that I organized the Rain Jade, right? Administering the rivers and mountains for our lord. As for the other, she was as she is, a beast, wild and free. In those peaceful days, I also climbed waterfalls to Mount Aosang and Mount Hulao. And there I met with the Adepti, whose powers and wisdom far eclipses mine. Of course, that was all before the war. Our lord was not as heinous being by any means. Once upon a time, she made many dreams come true. If there was an evil, it was the Archon War itself. What happened next needs no further explanation on my part. Sure. You talked about how you and Herblord defected. That's right. That might have been the bravest thing we've ever done. Our lord had all but gone mad seeking the position of a god who may rule this world, or perhaps seeking survival. Either way, she lacked the power to overcome Morax. So, final, desperate gamble, she caused the Bishui River to flood, hoping to destroy everything downstream. Of course, she knew what that would mean for Chenyu Vale and its people.
Oh, but Paimon thinks that's something you should never do, period!
Perhaps that's just what war does to people. Either way, that was our final adventure as a trio of friends. Lingran attacked people and their familiars, herding them to the shelter we had prepared. Herblord fought against our mistress, while I climbed Mount Lingming and hurled votive rain jade into the rising waters. Of course, that wasn't a proper rain jade, right? It was simply the release of adeptal energy stored within the jade pendant, to have the earth open its maw and swallow the rivers, to allow the jade mouth to grow and stabilize the flow.
Whoa! What happened next?
Didn't Little Mao tell you how it all ended?
Yeah. That's right. Wait, really? When?
Alright, that's enough about the past. We should get back to performing the rites itself.
True, but what about the golden carp? Isn't that what we were looking for?
In truth, you've already found it. As with the previous one, that's how I was able to appear before you. It's just that I miss the scenery here a little bit too much. So I couldn't help but have a long chat with you all. After all, your sense of time and mine are not the same. You won't tarry long once your objectives are complete, will you? As such, I apologize. Please forgive my capriciousness.
So where are we going?
Where are we going? Oh, it's so foggy. Hello, Fujin. Though my powers are still a far cry from how it was in the past, thanks to your aid, I've regained much strength. Thank you. Next, we need to perform the ceremony. What effects will it have? It's been thousands of years since we last performed it, and the mountains, rivers, and spirit veins all have changed a great deal, but if all goes well, the votive range jade will resolve the issue. Well then, let's begin. I feel like someone's gonna stop us. Someone really doesn't want this range jade right to happen. Oh, I love how that catalyst looks. Don't tell me you need more power. I'm scared. Come on, Fujin, buddy. You got this. Whoa! What is that? What is that? Wait, where are we going?
The fog's dissipating.
Whoa! 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 Why is it floating? What happened here?
Wow, what is that?
I should just shut up. Paimon just steals my lines.
Ah, it's just like the Merle. Do you remember Paimon? The one with the two golden people and something in between them? Wow, you're really impressive, Lil Mao. Paimon didn't remember that at all.
Behold, the sacred mountain. In my era, to merely climb it was already to transgress. The ancestral inhabitants of this place are gone, and the communing path lies waste and broken. Who shall judge us now? That is where the spirit veins of Chenyu Vale converge. Through it, I can transmit my adeptal energy throughout the Vale, restoring its water and its soil. We are only one step off from achieving our goal. Are you prepared? Let's do this! Indeed. We're going to the tree!
Trails of Lysin? Oh, that could be so wrong. Alright, here we go. Oh, I don't like that everything's floating, though. I mean, Jade also floats in Leah, but it gives me Fontaine vibes, you know? With the Institute and everything. Please, come with me. Oh. Hello, fishy. Huh? Fujin! Wait, why'd you turn into a golden carp again? She remained determined to restore nature. How could she? Sorry? Who now? Let's rid of the miasma here and move on first. Explanations can wait. Oh. Fine. I guess I will fight. Oh, please, please. Not like this.
Make way for the
Mighty mythical beast!
Gamin can take care of it. Oh my god, I'm already feeling motion sick. There's so much happening on the screen right now. Did I do enough for the miasma? Oh wait, no, you're still here. It's one. Hello? Oh, hi, buddy.
Many happy returns!
Please, please don't kill my Gamin. Please don't kill my Gamin. Okay, so I think I just have to target the big guy. Hello, do you want a Manzai? Manzai did not appear for a hot second.
Stop it now!
Ooh.
Remember, health comes first. A bitter pill to swallow.
Okay. Ooh, Baiju. Come on, buddy. You can do it. There we go. Get the shield down. I wish I could see things, but I can't.
Up to it, Manzai!
Come on, you got this. I love that out of all the characters, the guy who does wushu dancing is the strongest. You know, not the traveler, but literally someone who just dances for fun. See you now.
Seems like an emergency.
Oh my god, please don't kill my Gamin.
Mighty mythical beast!
Come on, Manzai. There you go. Yip, Manzai. T? Where's T? There we go. There we go. Ooh, money. Yoink.
Oh, cool. This stuff looks dope.
Miasma is a cool battle thingy. I wanted more. Honestly, I think it's fun. All right, Fujin, where are we going? The OST for Miasma is also really cool. I really enjoyed it. It's very upbeat. Where are we going, buddy? It's really quiet, and I don't like that she's not talking because she seems like a yapper. And when she's not yapping, I'm scared. This is so pretty. I mean, I guess we can farm Jadeite here if this is actually Jadeite, but I'm not sure. I think it's a color off. It might not actually be Jadeite. But it would explain why everything's floating. Oh, hello. Ling Yuan. Received it was you. I do miss you so, but this really might be a bad time. Huh? So Bluey's name is Ling Yuan? Don't be like that. Speak with me. The opportunities to speak will come, but it is not now. You know this. I know this, but I cannot allow it. Wait just a while longer. It will end soon. I do not like the things up there, but it does not matter. Leave it to me, Fujin. Do not come up here. So what if we said no? Oh. Ah, where did those guys come from? Let's not waste time here, I fear. It's Lu Wu. It's Lu Wu.
A bitter pill to swallow.
I love that name. That's so cute. Lu and Kai Bing. Hi, I would like healing.
Up to it, Manzai!
This is kind of sad. I'm using the Swanee character to defeat Swanee. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kaiming. I'm sorry, Luwu. Oh, hello? Oh. Okay. I don't like how quiet it is. I really don't. Oh, we're getting another teleport. I'll take that. Oh. Excuse me before you go off. Okay. This looks important. This looks like a battleground. I don't like this. I'm quite sorry for not being completely frank with you earlier. Though I became aware of it during our trials, I did not wish to believe that my old friend Ling Yuan would be the source of the storm that buffets Chenyu Vale. I had an inkling already. Ah, you did? When? How'd you figure it out? She, Herblord, and I once defended Chenyu Vale together. To think that she would do something so wicked. Her disruption of the spirit veins has caused the miasma to propagate, and the one who stopped me from performing the raid the first time was also her. But Big Sis Fujin, Ling Yuan isn't a bad person. No, Little Mao. She is your friend. But at this time, she is the greatest threat to Chenyu Vale. If she controls the sacred mountain, she will wield power to completely alter the land of Chenyu Vale in the blink of an eye. I fear that Ling Yuan has already entered Qiying Terrace before us. She means to rewrite the flow and path of the spirit veins. We have little time left. Traveler, you have mastered the adeptal energy available here in Chenyu Vale. Ling Yuan and her familiars will not be your match. Please, accompany me for a time and aid me, for the sake of the people in Chenyu Vale. I will provide a ritual and open up the way to Qiying Terrace. Please stay by my side and protect me. Oh, we are protecting. Take care of the nearby Maya. Ow, who is shooting me? Stop. Stop. Get back here. Well, at least it's just Hilichurls. Like, it's not the worst. I forgot that Baiju coughs. I'm so scared of falling off. I have all these characters that can jump around everywhere. I'm afraid of falling off. Okay. Oh no, hi. Hi, Arya.
Mighty mythical beast.
Could you not? At least in this spot, I can't fall off, right? Bonsai, come back. Thank you. Do, 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 do. Oh, did I kill the middle troll already? Never mind. Oh, could you not climb, my guy? Get down here, buddy. Oh, I did not shoot it. I can't jump anymore. Boo, you made me waste my Xinyan burst. How dare you?
Skyward!
You're also resistant to Xinyan, so that's on me. Get down here. Oh, pea shooter you until you come to the ground. All right, where else are we going? Oh, absolutely the frick frack not. Do not. I love this music. Why won't you listen to me? Will you not wait? Your strength is feeble. You cannot match me. But do not worry, you will soon recover. Ling Yuan, say no more. Traveler and I will stop you. We will stop this plan to destroy Chenyu Vale. The ritual is complete. The gate to Qiying Terrace is now open. The world seems to spin for a moment. When you open your eyes once more, you're already above the clouds. I'm scared. I'm scared. Uh-oh. When Ling Yuan changes the direction of the spirit veins, my Asungakura generated... Okay, this is a lot of words. Let's fight! Calm Lingwan down. I don't know if hitting her with more Swannies is going to be a good thing.
Remember, health comes first.
The doctor will see you now.
Yeah. Stray clouds converge.
Ooh, I don't have anyone that can melt
Happy
you.
returns. Ka. So. Ka.
Oh, I can't jump anymore. Oh, I can't freeze you. This is bad. This is bad. I can't freeze you.
Ta, ta, fa, ya.
I can't freeze.
Ka.
Oh no, this is gonna be bad. Hold on, I'm backing off. Stop. Stop. Oh no. Okay. I escaped it, luckily.
Mind the side effects.
Now's the time. Use our Adeptal energy to destroy the miasmas. Please, Fujin, let me read. Fujin, please.
Ha! Fa!
Stop following me.
Ha!
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Taking a turn for the better.
Stop.
A bitter pill to swallow.
I just love that Fujin's there, not doing anything. Please, I'm begging you, help me. Help me, buddy. I'm skilled and I don't like you heal. That's enough, Lingwan. Cease this at once. Traveler has already achieved something. Let's just talk, please. I would like to read. It's happening again, just like back then. You could have done nothing. I can't read anything, my guy. I would love to know what the heck's going on. There we go.
Wipe out. So.
Make way for the...
Oh god, I hope I have enough energy to do this. I love that my ball of water just disappears. Thanks, buddy. No, come on, don't do this to me. I can't freeze you. Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Stop it, stop it, stop it, buddy.
Ta.
Do you mind? Do you mind not doing this? Baiju is sick as heck. So if you would stop doing this, I would appreciate it. My Chenyu! Stop! Stop that!
Doctor will see you now.
Use a depth letter. Yeah, fine, fine. I would just stop. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Stop touching me.
Remember, health comes first.
Mighty mythical beast.
I'm going to riot. Games. That used up my burst. Oh, I'm going to be upset that I used up my burst. I didn't even.
So.
Let's just talk, please. I would love to read. It's happening again, just like back then. You could have done nothing. I don't know what's happening. Please, let me just take down your... No! Oh no, I need... At least the pea shooter is useful just this once. Please? Are you done? Are you done? Oh? My main character! My guy, please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I have literally a healer in this game. And it's not working.
Many happy returns.
Oh my god. Lingwan. Human, let me tell you what you shall do. Fire arrows at my heart. If you approach up close, strike me with your sword. I will fight you to the last. You are the only one here who can fight. When I have crushed your neck, I will triumph. No! I didn't intend to kill you. Why? I don't understand. You're Fujin's friend, and also Lil Mao's friend, so that counts. Fine. You may ask me one question.
You still really care about doing things like that, even though you lost. Ah!
Then let us exchange questions. Lil Mao, you have any questions?
Bluey, why'd you have to fight? Can't we all be friends?
You bunch of two-legged... And you, Fujin. You have not the strength to form two legs of your own, yet you wish to walk in their form and speak to me. How can humans and wild beasts ever be friends?
That's not true, Bluey. You're lying. If that's the case, why didn't you just let those beasts eat me back then? If human and beast can't be friends, and you're a beast, you shouldn't have helped me.
My actions are sometimes beyond even my own understanding. You were merely fortunate.
Well then, why didn't you just eat Mountain as well? She almost bumped into you while lost the fog at the foot of the mountain. I saw it.
You humans possess such wisdom that even nature submits to your will. In that case, you tell me, why didn't I eat her?
Ah! What kind of question is that?
Mount Laishin is dear to Adeptus Fujin. Let us just assume that you are correct. She has told me much about the Rain Jade rite. Perhaps those memories affected my actions. You actually remembered everything I told you? Every year before the rite, you would tell me that a white snake, how expectant you were, and how nervous. After the rite, you would tell how the festivities was so fun and lively. You would always speak. I could not help but listen. Only humans forget. I forget nothing. You have cleared this doubt of mine. Now, you may ask a question.
Well, Adeptus Fujin, do you have any questions?
Thank you, Traveler. Just a while back, Lingyun, I was telling them stories about our past. Why do you wish to wreck Chenyu Vale, which we once fought so hard to protect? You planted trees, promising to enjoy tea with us. This too, I remember. But this sort of tea no longer exists. I want to change this land. I want to make it like it was all those millennia ago. You have walked with humans for too long. You have forgotten that you, I, and that snake all came from nature. I knew that you never truly perished, and you did not depart this place like that snake. So I wish to change this place to the form it had when you were born. All these years, I've been slowly adjusting its spirit veins.
Okay, that's interesting. So she wanted to revert it how it was before, but it's interesting that she thinks that Changsheng is dead. I don't think Fujin and Lingan know that she's alive. Oh, I get it. So that's where the miasma came from.
Correct. Side effects in the end. The process will change the soil, the waters, and the forest to what they should have been.
What the soil, waters, and forest should have been?
You truly have forgotten the past. The rivers rose and fell with the rains, and their path was not fixed. The tea trees and flowers were not trimmed or cultivated, nor did they exist for humanity. Such an environment, you would regain your old form and frolic once more in the great rivers. You would regain your strength. Spiritual powers blanketed the lands of those days. The wild shrubs grew thick. Now, the mountains and forests are silent. The shimmering voice of the spring waters, tinkling like jade, can be heard no longer. But you don't understand. You still think you must stop me.
Lingwang, I count myself more blessed than those who have lived such a happy life. And in the end, my soul returned to my home. You are the one who does not understand.
Yes, and I have never understood. After you defeated me, you should have taken my territory. You planted tea on my mountain and gave that land to the humans. I don't understand why you did this. Chenyu Vale was once but a nameless land, and we were nameless insects, beasts, and fish. I was the master of an uncultivated mountain, and today, that place belongs to neither of us. You took a human form and walked among them. You instituted the Rain Jade rite and helped them change the soil and water. I did not understand then either, but I could see how happy you were. The snake changed into a human form and used her knowledge to create medicines and save the sick. I could understand how agile human fingers could help her do what she wished, but I do not know what is done. What happened after caused me still more confusion. You fought alongside the humans and their so-called gods, and you perished. Humans fighting each other over territory and survival. Now that I can understand. You both belong to the great river and mountain forest. You could have chosen to live with them and live on with me. Let that which is human belong to them and nature belongs to nature. Even if our territory were to shrink, we still could live freely. And now you wish to stop me and defend this land subdued by humanity? Answer me. Why? Sunken, my friend. It is as you say. I do wish to protect them.
Do not answer me with my own question. I was asking you why. Miss Ling Wang might be a beast, but she sure cares about the order of things, huh? I know. That's how I learned so much from her.
So you guys were just discussing stuff in the mountains?
Well, not totally. That said, after hearing everything Bluey said about Big Sis Fujin, I thought they'd be happy to meet each other.
At first, I was like you. I did not understand humanity, nor did I enjoy their excessive demands of love of hoarding, or the internal desire to have more than they need while caring for so little for the needy themselves. Trading, wealth, just like you, I didn't understand these concepts and did not understand why influence human joy and sorrow. But across the long years, I've also seen so many other things. The cries of children break my heart, and the sound of an old person's shattered memories sadden me, just as though it were all a microcosm of these mountains and rivers. Have you noticed them then? The children who wash their little feet in the streams, the fishermen laughing between the night of the rainbow's arc, the moonlight trace of lovebirds and their figures painted silver. Humans, too, are creatures of this land. Just how different is their innocence from ours? You mean to say that you have chosen to take their side due to these emotions, not through natural principles or logic, and not due to anyone's orders? I suspect that Herblord had much the same reasons as I. That said, I'm sure she would put it all differently. I remain unsatisfied with your answer, Fujin. I do not understand. Do you not? I think you've understood for a long time. When our Lord, our previous god, raised the waters, it was you who brought your familiars around to attack the people and drive them to shelters we had created. I wish to help my friends, to make their wishes reality. Even if doing so means going against nature and the principles you follow? Even if it means going against nature's and the principle I follow, I would do so anyway. Well, then we weren't all different now, are we? Didn't you also choose your own position on account of your feelings? I am satisfied with your answer, Fujin. Now, you may ask a question. Very well. May I ask the next question, Traveler, Paimon? I don't care. I feel like you should ask. It's a friend that you haven't seen for a hot minute.
Paimon can't really think of any good reasons at the moment. Since you've got one, you go ahead.
You acknowledged my answer, acknowledged me, and acknowledged that you made choices based on your own feelings. Now, let me ask you. No, don't ask. You know what I'm going to ask you, right? If needed your help, would you still make the same choice? That's right. And what is your answer? Yes, I would. Even should another 1,000 years pass, even if you asked me 1,000 more times, my answer would be the same. In that case, Ling Wang, I do in fact need your help. I truly wish to save the people of Chenyu Vale, so please, don't stop me from nursing the water and soil. All right? I promise you, Fujin, you have walked with humans for much time, and have learned their cunning. I'm but a foolish beast. My claws and teeth are sharp, but I'm no match for you. Thank you, Lingwan. And thank you, Traveler, Paimon, and Little Mao. You've accompanied me for so long, and you helped me a lot. I wouldn't have made it here without you.
I'm happy to have helped you, Big Sis. I'm so glad that Bluey got to meet you all, too. I was worried when you fought.
You also have my thanks, Traveler, Little Mao. I'm not going to acknowledge Paimon because Paimon doesn't exist. It was you who brought Fujin to me, though the circumstances of the meeting were not what I hoped for.
What about Paimon?
you exist. I've never seen you in my life. Alright then, let us begin. Fujin disappeared for a hot second. No human form of Changshan? Unless she gets more power, maybe. Oh, we were stuck on Electro for a hot minute. That's queasy. Oh? Oh, look at the fishy! Look at her go! Oh, are we calling out to Celestia right now? That's scary. Oh? Big sis Fujin? Big sis? Where did she go? Do you still not understand? Use all the energy she accumulated recently to nurse the land. What? If that's the case, does that mean... Yes. It is as you suspect. But she struggled so hard to... Oh. Though we have now finished nursing the soil and water, the miasma that remains will not disappear immediately. So you'll have to be careful out there. I love her fish form! Ah! Sorry for making you all see me like this. It's just as Ling Wang said. I've completely used up my energy I accumulated recently. I can no longer maintain my favorite form. Ah! Paimon thought... Paimon thought that... What's wrong? Nothing! Nothing! Paimon's glad you're still here, Adeptus Fujin. Seriously, Ling Wang. What about me? Well, as long as you're still here, Adeptus Fujin. Though my form is as it has become, I'm far more comfortable than before. First, I was trapped in the Corpse Rest, and I could only reminisce about the outside world through the scent of tea offerings. If I had not met you and Paimon, people of such compatibility with the spirit veins, I would have none but my shadow to talk to, much less be able to leave Corpse Rest. Thank you for your concern. Please forgive me, but I must depart now. I'll need a bit of rest. And another thing, Ling Wang. Speak. What else do you have me to do or not do? Nothing. I just didn't get to say this due to the circumstances that prevailed before, but it's good to see you again. I know. Thank you all. Where did that one come from? I should thank you for bringing her back. Safe, smooth, and slippery. In a way, in which her fins move the same as I remember. That is a wild way to say safe and sound. You sure have a strange way of remembering people. Or fish. Whatever. I do not know how you did it, nor why you were able to obtain her adeptal energy. All these thousands of years I've not once heard her voice. It might be due to Traveler's, unique constitution. I see. However, I'm but a foolish beast. Even if I wanted to see her again, I would not know of a better way. I can only spend thousands of years clumsily imitating her methods, regulating the spirit veins of this land. I'm quite stupid. I only knew of this method, and so I did it. It was akin to scooping every droplet from a rushing river, or every grain of sand from a vast desert. I knew as well. She could not smile as she once did, even if these mountains returned to how they once were. She and I, and the snake, once laughed and swam happily here. those days will never come again. She loves humanity too much, even more than she loves herself. Had I succeeded, she would only hate me. But that would not have mattered to me, so long as she could regain her form and swim free once more.
Huh. Paimon thought you were more concerned about nature.
Of course I care. A land untamed by humans, a land of wild beasts. But that is a different subject from the magic of Bunjin. If she thinks that a land tamed by humans is better, then that the strange tea leaves growing on such land taste superior, then I shall do what pleases her. So, thank you.
You're welcome, I guess. Well, speaking of that, Paimon's curious. What did the tea leaves taste like when in the past?
When the land changes before, the tea leaves flavor was much closer to what is in the past, apart from some differences due to human influence.
Wait, so you mean the weirdly flavored tea cakes we had were just... In that case, I prefer the current flavor profile.
Tea leaves cultivated by humanity will be much more to their liking, of course. What I do not understand is Fujin's taste. If the snake was here, we could ask for her opinion, but perhaps her tastes have become strange from spending so much time with the humans. Before you go, traveler, I have one final question for you. Those that come from nature will for some reason go against nature, against the laws nature originally followed. Will the humans also go against humanity, against the principles they initially followed, for certain reasons?
Ooh. Will people go against humanity? I would say yes. People have gone against humanity and have become very destructive. So, yeah, I think people will go against humanity.
Thank you. I have received the answer I desired. Well then, little now, traveler, Paimon, we shall meet again.
Alright then, see you later, Bluey! Also, remember to take care of Big Sis Fujin. Seems like she's weak right now, so she can use some extra care.
I will. Farewell.
Wait, Lingwon. I have a question for you as well.
Ask then. I do owe you that.
If human activities are part of the laws of nature, how would you view humanity?
A strange question. In the distant past, there were indeed parts of nature, but they are no longer. That is because... No. I need to give this question more thought. Next time we meet, I will give you my answer.
Escort Lil Mao back to Chaoying Village. Oh, we're going all the way back, huh? You're back. You're just saying that good rainfall is bound to bring good tidings. And what do you know, dear guest? You've arrived right on time. How did it go? Well, I trust. Tell us all about it. It was thanks to Adeptus Fujin we were able to clear the source of the anomalies. You explain what happened to Grandpa Liu and Uncle Lo. So you met the legendary Carp Adeptus? Oh my. As one would expect of the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild, you really do have friends in high places. Now your water and soil problems should be no more. Well, old Liu, what did I say? I told you it was a soil problem, but you wouldn't listen. Wasn't for them, who knows when our tea leaf problem would have been solved. Regardless, thank you both for your help, honored guests. With your help in the protection of the Garp Adeptus, I'm sure our village will surely see a great harvest of tea leaves this coming year. Ah, yes, please take these. Take it as our token of thanks. Right! Paimon almost forgot! We came across this kid during our adventures! Is he from the village too? Uncle Lo, I'm back! Well, if it isn't you, little Mao, finally of mine to come back, huh? You don't seem worried at all. And what is there to fret about? This kid runs in the mountains all the time and he always comes back safe after getting tired. If you ask me, there's been an Adeptus looking after him in secret all along. You know, maybe
Might have been said carp adeptus.
I said it before! It wasn't an Adeptus, it was Bluey!
All right, little Mal. Don't argue with Lo here. He's just pretending to know what he's talking about. Come to my place later. I'll make you some egg custard.
You're gonna make Dan Tot?
I want Dan Tot.
Woohoo! Egg custard!
Now you pretend to be a good person. What do you mean pretending to know? In any case, I don't really know how to repay you, dear guests. You should need any help in the future. Chaoying Village will be there to lend you a hand. Well, we got our Changsheng lore, and that's what matters. We got Changsheng and Swanee lore, so there we go.
Nope.
Paimon's wondering how's Fujin coming along in her recovery. Paimon recalls that when she went Chaoying Terrace before, she used some sort of jade stone. If we got some time, why don't we go back and have a look? Paimon's a bit worried. Paimon's tired of having to collect these things. What do you mean I'm not done? Then that's...
Hi, buddy. What's going on? Traveler and Paimon, you're here.
Huh? Ling Wan? Why are you over here?
Because I can't get in. Not the I got locked out of my house, please help, like...
Can't get in? Where can't you get in to?
Cops Rest, where Fujin's resting.
Carbs Rest? Oh! You mean the place Fujin dragged us all the way back when?
There's an abode sealed by her adeptal energy. I don't have her adeptal energy, thus, I cannot go to her.
You didn't mention anything before she went back to rest.
It's escaped my mind.
Bit late now, Bluey. Yeah, how did you forget something as important as that? Really now?
It is because I'm a slow-witted beast. Seeing her, I think of many things and forget of many things. It is my fault. Oh, they are so together. The adeptal energy you possess is sufficient to open the gates of Corpse Rest. And yes, I need your help.
Huh? Wait a sec. You've been waiting here for us this whole time?
I was not waiting for you. I was looking for a way to Corpse Rest.
That seems pretty much the same thing to... Anyway, we're a bit worried about Fujin's condition too. Why don't we go see her together?
Fine. Thank you. Follow me. Nah, Linguan getting locked out of her girlfriend's house is crazy, but that's exactly what happened. Where do I go? Oh? Oh, there we go. Hello, going to Corpse Rest. I forgot to ask my girlfriend for a key because I was too distracted by her. Is crazy. That's exactly what happened. Oh, this is where we started. Oh, it's a full loop. You love to see it. Knock, knock, open up. This is the place. The door's open. Just go on forward.
Now that you mention it, she brought us here before, but we can never open the seal.
Power requires familiarity. Her power is no exception. Hello, Fujin! Your girlfriend's here to see you! Where are you, buddy? Pal! Look for Fujin. Oh, it's so pretty. Oi, Fujin! Your girlfriend's here! Huh? Traveler, Paimon, and Lingwang. Why did you all come here?
Your girlfriend kind of misses you! And also, wow, that's Fujin's voice! And it's coming from down below.
Lingwang is worried about you. I am not. I just...
Yeah! Lingwang's been so worried about your health that she can barely speak. So we just came here without giving you a heads up. But you do the same thing to us, so Paimon thinks we're squared now.
Sorry. When I returned here to rest, I think I forgot to unlock the entrance. I'm so sorry. You came here to see me, but I made things harder for you instead.
a hassle, but why are you hiding in a puddle?
How should I put this? Because I can't return to the form I prefer yet, and with you guys always seeing me in my carp form, I can't help but feel a bit embarrassed.
You're aware that we've already seen it many, many times, right?
But before, I could turn back into my human form when I wanted, so I thought moving around as a carp was a matter of convenience, but now all I have is a slick and slippery self, so I find it a bit...
Wow! That's a strange thing to be so insistent about, but anyway, all that matters is that you're okay! But Ling Wang said that your adeptal energy wasn't consumed, and it was just dispersed throughout the mountains, forests, and rivers of Chenyu Vale, and that's why you've been weakened so much. So if we were to collect the scattered adeptal energy, just like when we were finding the golden carp in Jade Valley, then you'd be better. Right?
Yes, at least in theory, that's correct, but...
Right. So if we see similar carp, we should bring them back here. That way you'll recover much faster.
That would be far too much trouble for you. My power is not yet that feeble. I can simply rest here for some time and it will be enough.
It's not that much of a hassle. We'll just keep our eyes peeled if we run into any.
Thank you, then. However, I really don't want to trouble you anymore on my behalf. You've already done so much for me. If the two of you should happen to find any more adeptal energy during your travels, please simply transfer it to the Jade here. Though balancing has been restored to the water and soil, we can add more power to the rain Jade. We can ensure favorable weather and prosperous years to come. And what about you? Really? Now, I've already told you all I need to do is rest here for a bit. Traveler Paimon, I really am quite grateful and quite happy that you came to visit me. This is the first time anyone has come here since Herblord left. And thank you as well, Ling Wang. I've done nothing worthy of your thanks. Alright then, enough of that. Then just think of it as me thanking you for bringing Traveler and Paimon here. Really now. And lastly, let me say thank you once more, Traveler and Paimon, for all you've done. Oh. Well, time to give you some rain, Jade. Yoink. Take my carp. That is weird. Out of context. Give spirit carps. Oof. Well, at least we unlocked the tree in this area. But I like this story. I like that we get Changsheng lore. Changsheng lore is always interesting.